need to hit 100 platinums by the end of the year, and if I fail, we'll have to delete my PlayStation account forever, losing all my saves, memories, and of course the 70 platinum trophies I already own. And the next game up is Red Dead Redemption 2. This prequel to Red Dead Redemption 1 originally released back in 2018 and is considered by many to be one of the greatest stories ever told in video games. So for that reason alone, I couldn't wait to platinum this one. And that's because I never really got to experience it. So believe me when I say I was not ready for the emotional roller coaster this game would put me on, bringing me to tears like nothing else ever has, while also filling me with rage due to some really tough trophies and tedious grinding, with the platinum run clocking in at an insane 250 hours of playtime. The story begins as Dutch Vanderlyn and the rest of his gang look for somewhere to hunker down after escaping Blackwater, where a deal went south, causing a few members to lose their lives along the way. Here we meet Arthur Morgan, who goes ahead of the gang with Dutch to find some food. Shortly after, we're introduced to Micah and continue on until finding a cabin that's already been occupied. Dutch then pleads with the men there for some extra food until Micah notices something.
Arthur, we got a problem. There's a corpse right here.
Oh, causing things to go bad very quickly. Oh, oh. The f out of here. After taking them out, we learned they were part of a rival gang belonging to Colm O'Driscoll, a man Dutch hates for killing a woman that he loved years ago. We also learned that they were planning to rob a train. Armed with this handy information, we head out, but not before meeting the lady of the house whose husband was the corpse we just saw earlier, Sadie Adler, a woman who just had to witness her whole world crumble around her. Feeling sympathetic, Dutch decides to bring her in. With the prologue concluded, we unlocked our first trophy of the game, just a scratch. A short time later, Arthur is asked for help by none other than Abigail, who you might remember from Red Dead Redemption 1, and she needs our help looking for John Marston, who might have got himself into a bit of trouble. So we head out with Javier Escuela, another person you might recognize, to go find him. After tracking him for a bit, we find John barely alive and in rough shape thanks to a pack of wolves we later clear out on our way back to camp. And I gotta say, it's really good to see John again after what happened in the last game. The story picks up a little later and we travel with Dutch and the rest of the boys to Colm O'Driscoll's camp in hopes of finally taking him out. We dispatched this entire gang here, but sadly Colm was able to escape. Not all is lost though, as we found a map, some dynamite, and even more importantly, one of his gang members, Karen Duffy, who we took with us to beat and torture for information. With all that in hand, Dutch comes up with a plan to rob the train belonging to the wealthy industrialist Leviticus Cornwall, and together with Bill Williamson, who you might also recognize, plant some dynamite on the train tracks below.
Here we go.
Oh, come on. Bell. Oof. Look at that f***ing aim, bro. Oh, we're not done yet.
Look out! Got more coming off the train.
Damn, he's got an arm. Who is this
Doing
guy?
good, kid.
Unless you got a death wish, I'd step back, fellers.
All right, come on. Just walk on out here. Get on up there. Search that train.
With the robbery a success and the snow finally clearing up a bit, the gang heads back into civilization as we set up camp in Horseshoe Overlook, unlocking our next chapter completion trophy in the process. From there, I did a series of story missions and strangers tasks, helping out members of the gang until we finally discovered Colm's new location from Kieran after a little motivation. We head to the new campsite and of course he's not there, but before we can make Kieran pay for it, he saves Arthur's life, and from there becomes the newest member of Dutch's gang. Later we do a few favors for one of our fellow gang members and loan shark Strauss. And out of everything evil you could possibly do in this game, these missions just didn't sit right with me at all, as we basically had to beat money out of people who owed the gang, people who were just having a tough time in life and trying to scrape by. I do not feel good doing this.
Mr. Strauss seems so understanding.
Oh my god, dude.
You borrowed money from my business partner, Herr Strauss. You owe him, you took the money. He wants it back. What's not to understand?
Oh.
Where's our money?
I don't have it.
So you place.
We already owe more than it's worth.
Then sell your wife, or your family, or something.
Bro.
We ain't your idea of charity. Is that clear?
Thomas!
What are you looking at?
Thomas!
I said what you looking at, woman.
My husband isn't well. If we could just have more...
Like I said, we ain't nobody's idea of charity. Get us the money.
I do not like those missions, dude. Really makes you feel scummy. Now back on the main story again, we learn Sean, another member of the gang, actually survived the events of Blackwater. And so together with Javier, Charles, and Trelawney, tracked the convoy until heading down to rescue him in another massive shootout with a bunch of bounty hunters that actually ends successfully. Following this, Arthur reunites with his ex-fiancée Mary Litton, who desperately needed his help saving her brother Jamie from a cult. So we did just that, and with Jamie back home, we headed back to camp and knocked out our first 2 companion missions here, which included finding bison killers with Charles and a home robbery with Javier. This will also help us get a very missable trophy later in the game for doing a few more of these within the next couple of chapters. With that done, I was in the mood to rob a few more houses, and for doing 4 of them, I got the other very missable trophy, breaking and entering. At this point, I also finally had enough money to donate $250 to the camp, and doing this got me the trophy gift to the poor. Later, we then went on to check on Dutch until coming to find out from Lenny that Micah got himself arrested after a bar fight. And I think I speak for everyone here when I say I was totally fine with leaving that douchebag in jail to rot. But of course, Dutch wants him out. Noticing Lenny was rattled by the whole thing, Arthur took him into town to wind down at the local bar, and was honestly the funniest mission in the game.
Leave the kid alone, you goddamn animals.
Shut up, mister. Yeah, shut your mouth.
Here we go.
Mister.
What? Oh my god, everybody looks like Lenny. This dude is f***ed up right now. Even the women, look at this.
Found you, Lenny.
Oh my god. After waking up the next day completely hungover, we headed back to camp, where John Marston tells us about a tip he got on a potential train robbery. Deciding to take it on, we go and steal a wagon, and the plan is set into motion. In the meantime, we took John's son Jack fishing until getting interrupted by Pinkerton agents who had been hunting down Dutch and the rest of the gang since Blackwater. Later, breaking the news to Dutch, we went on to help a few of our friends here with some item requests like some hair pomade for Bill and a book for Jack. Doing this finally got us a missable trophy, Errand Boy. Errand Boy! Oh, let's go. Another missable done. Don't have to sweat it anymore. Following that, I also reached max bonding with my horse, which was a lot quicker in this game thanks to some sugar cubes. Unlocking the trophy, Trusty Steed. With those trophies done, it was now time for our epic train robbery with John, Charles, and Sean.
Get over there. When she slows, order.
And you?
I'm gonna make sure she slows. Here she comes.
This is sick. Man, what a shot.
What's going on?
Good night.
Everything you got. Money, valuables. I ain't got nothing. You wanna have a little chat with Romeo and Juliet here?
Money, valuable.
Don't do this. Just give it to him, Thomas, please.
Arthur, we've got a problem. There's 2 arseholes on horses.
Okay, let's deal with it.
Come on, follow through the trees, you see him?
There we go. Let's follow the tracks. Come on, gotta get out, gotta get out. There you go. With the robbery a success, I now had to do what I was dreading the most, getting Micah out of jail. And as you can probably imagine, it ended up being a complete show with Micah and Arthur having to shoot up the entire town over some guns he needed to get back. We then went on to meet up with Dutch at the bar until the unexpected happened, as Leviticus Cornwall, the man we had been robbing this entire time, cornered us. Woo! After shooting our way out and escaping the law, it was time to pack up camp and move the gang again, which ended the chapter and unlocked our next trophy. Once back at the camp, we met up with Dutch and headed out to go fishing with Hosea, who was like the second in command and voice of reason for this gang. We eventually ran into the local law and found that Trelawney had been arrested. Dutch then tried to talk the sheriff into letting him go until the other captives broke out and ran away. Seeing this as a golden opportunity to con some people over, Dutch had us chase after them. We caught the prisoners and Trelawney was freed, whereafter he tells us about the drama between the two plantation families in the area, the Grays and the Braithwaites. Dutch then orders us to do some digging on both of the families here to learn more as he comes up with another master plan. Later, we met up with Dutch again to help Sheriff Gray as the long con continues. We went to help the deputies stop some local moonshiners in the area, building the trust between us and the Grays, as we're now their newest deputies. With that finished, we headed back to the Downs farm to try and collect on our money once again by order of Mr. Strauss back at camp. Turns out Mr. Downs actually died of his illness, which completely devastated the family, forcing them to now move and making me feel even more terrible for doing these stupid missions. Picking the main story up again, we met with Hosea, who had a plan to sell the moonshine we stole to the Braithwaites. Turns out it was their own supply, and after a back and forth with Lady Braithwaite, she decided to buy it anyway, but only under the condition we go to Rhodes and give it all away for free. So we did just that at the local bar and handed out shots until shit hit the fan with the local gang, the Lemoyne Raiders. We make it out of there with Hosea as tensions between the two families began to rise. Later, we met up with Dutch, who revealed his plan to rob both families, and it's here we start to see the relationship between him and Arthur fall apart.
So what you boys thinking?
We try to rob them both.
You sure?
Why not?
Because we got lawmen in 3 different states after us.
Last thing I want is to get us into trouble, but we need money.
We gotta convince each family that we're on their side, and then we rob them both. Think of it as payback for my daddy.
Payback. I ain't in the revenge business, Dutch. Least of all for something happened a long time ago.
Well, I guess we all gotta pay for something. Now, if you will excuse me, Arthur, I got to write a letter.
The next morning, we went back to the Braithwaite mansion to meet Hosea, where we were ordered along with Sean to go and torch the Grays' crops using their own moonshine. We made our way down as Arthur snuck into the back of the wagon and waited for the cover of night, later setting the tobacco field ablaze and making our great escape. Back at camp again, we met with Micah and Dutch as Pearson tells us the O'Driscolls wanted a parlay and scheduled a meetup to make a deal. Arthur and Hosea clearly see this as a trap, but Dutch decided to go anyway. We headed to the meetup location where Micah ordered us to go up the hill and cover them from the top. We did just that, and you could probably guess what happened next.
What are we doing here? Go home. Is this thing over?
Oh, what?
Arthur Morgan. It's good to see you.
Hello, Cole. Let me go, Cole. And end all this crap between you two. We all got real problems now. If I were you, I'd run as soon as I had the money.
Let's see. We lure an angry Dutch in to rescue you. Grab all of you and hand you in. Then disappear.
Oh, shit.
Arthur, I missed you.
There we go.
What the hell?
Oof. All right, let's get the f out of here.
Oh, come on, girl. Get me home.
Somehow, Arthur made it to camp as we fast forward a few weeks later and are once again asked to help out the Grays, this time for some kind of security job with Micah, Bill, and Sean. As Arthur learns more about it, it starts to feel like something is up.
Hey, hold up. This don't feel right.
Now it don't feel right. I could have told you.
Oh! Holy sh!
How could you not think this was a trap? You sure you want to talk about this now, Morgan?
You want to join your little friend there, do you?
Either way, you're a dead man. Morgan?
Oh sh! Holy sh! Man.
He was a good kid.
Well, how the hell was I to know?
Let me see. They set us up once before. They didn't like us. We destroyed their farm. Should I go on?
Go easy on him, Morgan.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't give a damn about nobody but yourself.
Oh, you act so high and mighty, but you're no better than the rest of us.
With the Greys making us out, Arthur headed back to camp to inform Dutch, but our situation gets a whole lot worse when we learn the Braithwaites kidnapped Abigail's son, Jack. We then loaded up on guns and rode out in one of the most iconic moments from the entire game. This is fucking crazy, bro. I never liked this. This is gonna be amazing.
Get down here now, you inbred trash!
Oh!
Get the hell off our land!
If you ain't gonna be civilized about this.
Oh, okay, we're getting right into it. Oh! Oh, there goes his head. Oh, God.
1, 2, 3, go!
Oh, Ooh.
No!
We get her out of here.
What about down?
Where's the boy?
My guess is Saint Denis. Either there or on the boat to Italy.
Let's go.
Oh,
Arthur, come on.
holy moly, dude. Oh my God. I can see why some people call this the best game of all time now. Now with Dutch's master plan of robbing both families in shambles, we planned our next move until things got a lot worse as the Pinkertons discovered our location and tried to take Dutch in. With all this heat on us, we had to pack up the camp and move the gang yet again as Arthur and John made their way to clear out the new location, Shady Belle. As the rest of the gang arrived, Dutch and Arthur rode out to check out the massive city nearby of Saint Denis as chapter 3 reaches its conclusion and we unlocked our next trophy. Once here, we started asking around for Bronte's location in search of Jack, with no one willing to talk, until we run into a couple of street kids who led us on a wild goose chase, eventually running into their leader. Here, he told us exactly where Bronte was, and it seemed like he was expecting us all along. With his location in hand, we headed straight there with Dutch and John and met the infamous Bronte. Turns out he was actually taking good care of Jack and promised to give him back to us if we could fix his little grave robbing problem. Arthur and John then made their way back to the graveyard, and after taking them out, Jack was finally returned as we brought him back to Abigail safe and sound. And while that relationship with Bronte could have ended right then and there, it seemed like Dutch saw another opportunity at hand. The very next morning, we linked up with Lenny to rob a stagecoach in the last companion mission we needed for the missable trophy I mentioned earlier. Hey, friends with benefits, let's go, baby. Done. Another missable trophy out of the way. Don't have to worry about it. Then after getting back to camp, we headed off with Dutch, Bill, and Hosea to Bronte's ball with some sweet new threads. Here, Bronte gives us a tip on a trolley station in Saint Denis and tells us it's loaded with the money we need to finally make it out, giving us his blessing to rob it. And if you think that sounds too good to be true, stay tuned. After that, we went down to mingle, eventually sneaking off into one of Bronte's rooms where we found a letter from Leviticus Cornwall. We gave the papers to Dutch on our way back to camp and also learned of a high-stakes poker game on a riverboat that's also ripe for the taking. While that was all being planned out, I started knocking out various side missions and got another trophy along the way, this one for crafting 30 unique items. Now, throughout my entire playthrough, I decided to go the honorable route as it seemed like it was the canon way to go, and I needed to pick one side or the other for the trophy extreme personality. But things got a little out of hand after the last side mission I did in Saint Denis, where in order to survive, I started offing a bunch of lawmen in town. Doing this racked up a bounty of over $270. So I thought, what better time to go for another trophy than now, where I had to survive 3 days having a bounty of $250 or more in every state. I mean, we were already halfway there too, being wanted dead or alive in West Elizabeth already because of the Blackwater situation, and now Saint Denis. So I started wreaking havoc across every other state, and after finishing the last one and sleeping for 3 days in a row, got the trophy Bountiful. Let's go, Bountiful, baby! Survived 3 days holding a bounty of 250 in all states. Let's go. Now, obviously by doing this, it took a very heavy hit on my honor bar, and honestly, I probably should have waited until I got the extreme personality trophy before going for this one. We'll see later in the video if I indeed shot myself in the foot here. Jumping back into the story, we went to go help Arthur's ex Mary once again, this time with her father, who just tried to sell something that was meaningful to her. We chased the man down and got it back to Mary in one piece, as the fire between them started to rekindle a bit when we went on a short date afterwards, with Arthur even promising her that soon he'll be out of this life. Following this, we met Native Americans Rains Fall and his son Eagle Flies, who were getting forced out of their land because they happened to be sitting on oil, and they needed our help stealing the proof of this from one of Leviticus Cornwall's factories. So we set out to meet Eagle Flies again, hopping into a nearby wagon and sneaking in, where after intimidating the foreman a bit, get exactly what we needed, shooting our way out afterwards. After making it out and having a nice chunk of change, I went to the local gun shop here and fully upgraded my rifle, unlocking the next trophy locked and loaded. Following that, I went to blow some more of this cash by playing some blackjack, which happens to be the last game I needed to play for the trophy hobby horse. Yo, hobby horse, let's go. Next, we went on to meet Dutch again to hash out our plans for the next robbery at the trolley station, until we got hit with an unexpected ambush by Colm O'Driscoll's men.
What is that?
What the f? Oh, what?
What the hell have they done to me?
Look, there in the tree line.
Everybody take cover!
Holy sh! Who is it? Oh, these ain't Pinkertons. Who is it? O'Driscolls, I guess?
Just get down and try and hold them off!
Cowards!
We okay?
I think so.
After this massacre, the pressure was on even more to leave the country for good, but we still needed some money. So together with Dutch and along with Lenny, we robbed the trolley station in St. Denis, only to discover there was almost nothing there. We had been set up by Bronte. We made our escape, hopping on a trolley until eventually crashing and getting in another massive shootout. We then stole a wagon, barely escaping with our lives. With that last heist a complete botch, Dutch's next plan was his riskiest yet, a massive robbery at the Bank of St. Denis. But before doing that, we had to make sure Bronte was out of the picture. So we snuck on a boat, taking out all his guards, and eventually found him. John knocked him out cold, and we made a run for the boat, where after riding out, Dutch did something very out of character as we started to see him slowly crack. Holy sh!
I'm gonna come and rescue you, you repulsive little maggot. Jesus. Part of your philosophy books cover feeding a fella. Good goddamn alligator, Dutch. Part that covers weakness. I don't know. Well, I do. It ain't nice. I know it. But it is us or him.
Oh my God. The next morning, it was time for the bank heist. The plan was laid out. Abigail and Hosea would set up a distraction while the rest of the boys robbed the bank. It was the perfect plan, and everything went off without a hitch until this fateful moment.
Come out! It's over!
Abigail.
Dutch! Get out here!
Oh shit.
Get out here now!
Someone must have squealed. Never should have gone after Bronte, Dutch. Help!
No, 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 no. No!
No!
Oh, God damn it!
Oh!
There's your deal, Dutch.
Oh, it's fucking on you, motherfuckers.
Damn it! Kill those bastards! There's no way that we're getting out that door. Take this and blow a hole through that wall.
Oh my God.
Arthur, climb up to the roof and cover us.
Dude, this is insane. I can't believe Hosea's dead, dude.
We lost John.
Killed?
Arrested. I couldn't help.
Well, we better go. We'll be next.
God damn it.
We can get across here!
No!
No, 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 no! Oh my God, dude. No fucking way.
He's dead. They knew we were coming. Just like your ferry job in Blackwater. Ain't nothing like that.
Micah's the rat, I bet you.
We stay here till nightfall. Then we sneak on down to the docks. We get ourselves out of here.
Now on a boat to Cuba, Dutch had the idea to hold out there for a while until going back for the rest of the gang. Until we noticed a storm out in the distance. A storm that would completely destroy the ship the next day, causing Arthur to be stranded on an unknown island seemingly by himself, as we unlocked our next trophy for completing chapter 4. After walking around around aimlessly for a bit, we found Dutch and the rest of the group by a campfire, learning we didn't quite make it to Cuba, and instead were stranded on the island of Guarma, until getting caught by the military here led by Levi Simon, and thrown into a local chain gang. A short walk later, the military is ambushed by a group of escapees and we're able to break free, shooting our way out and fleeing the scene with our new friends afterwards, but sadly Javier wasn't so lucky after getting shot in the leg and taken by the military. Not for long though, as later we met up with Dutch to break him out, and followed an elderly woman who was showing us the way until she decides to ask for more money, resulting in Dutch losing it again and doing this.
Dutch? What are you doing? Jesus. Easy, Dutch. What was that? You keep killing folk, Dutch.
I'm just trying to make sure that some of us survive, Arthur. Now, shall we proceed?
Yeah, Dutch is, We then spotted Javier and snuck up on some guards, taking them out, setting up an explosion afterwards. That gave us the window we needed to rescue Javier. With the group now whole again, we planned our escape with Hercule until our hideout was attacked by the military, where we then had to push through the island, taking out dozens of soldiers and a massive ship along the way. Later that night, we encountered a huge problem as the captain of the ship we were using to escape got captured by the military leader Fusar. We went to rescue him, taking out Levi in the process in a good old Mexican standoff, heading back to the boat afterwards, but not before taking care of Fusar first, nailing him with a cannon blast. With that done and the war over, we headed back home to reunite with the rest of the gang. Once we touched land again, Arthur headed back to the Shady Belle to look for the gang, but they were nowhere to be found. Luckily, we found a conspicuous note from Sadie, who was holding things down while we were gone. We got to their new location and headed straight there after dodging some Pinkertons that just showed up, finally reuniting with the gang afterwards. Later that same night, Dutch showed up too, but before we could all celebrate, Pinkertons arrived somehow, getting our new location.
There is no escape for any of you. I shall hunt you to the ends of the earth and the end of time. I killed your friends.
Really starting to irritate me.
And each and every one of you.
Oh my god, dude. After the fight, I started noticing something was wrong with Arthur. What's wrong with Arthur? Not putting too much thought into it at the time, we pushed on and continued the story. Later finding out from Abigail that John was captured back in Saint Denis during the bank robbery and was gonna be hung soon. She tells Arthur and Sadie he's currently at Sisika Penitentiary, with Sadie going off after to form a plan. We then made our way back to Saint Denis to meet her, until tragedy struck. All right, something's not right. What is going on?
You don't look so good. Let's get you to a doctor.
Now, what's wrong? I mean, what appear to be the symptoms?
Well, I think you've heard them. I'm coughing.
Is there any blood?
Sometimes. What is it?
It's not good news.
I guess that.
You got tuberculosis. Really sorry for you, son. It's a hell of a thing.
What? Back in the 1800s, tuberculosis was a death sentence. So having to play through the rest of Arthur's story knowing he would eventually die broke my heart into a million pieces, as he was already a character I grew to love at this point. After that, we went to go meet with Sadie as if nothing happened, and she took us to meet a man with a hot air balloon we could use to scope out the penitentiary where John was located. We do just that, spotting him before heading back and finding Sadie in trouble. We dispatched the O'Driscolls following her before picking her up and crashing, losing the hot air balloon guy in the process. We then got swarmed by the O'Driscolls, but it was light work as we took them out, finding out later that Colm was actually captured and set to be hung soon in Saint Denis, with Sadie asking us to go with her to make sure it happens. Before we got to that though, we met up with Dutch, who for once didn't have a plan and was starting to question everyone around him. We went to find a new camp, and after clearing out the area, headed back to give Dutch the news, until Molly showed up after missing for a while, dropping a massive bombshell on us.
I told them here.
Told who? What?
Mr. Middleton and Mr. Ross about the bank robbery, and I wanted them to kill you.
You did what?
What?
You told on me.
Oh, you're
You
not so
betrayed
big now,
me.
are you?
Why? Just calm down.
Arthur,
She's a fool. Get her out of here.
you know the
You're
rules.
not so big now. Are we,
No.
Your Majesty?
You.
Holy sh!
She knew the rules, Arthur.
What the hell is wrong with you?
With that, chapter 5 was complete, unlocking our next trophy. Now in chapter 6, I started wrapping up all the side missions before continuing on with the main story, including the last of Strauss's loan shark missions, which resulted in Arthur finally having a change of heart and kicking Strauss out of the gang personally, which was just enough to give me the trophy Extreme Personality for maxing out my honor. The redemption tour continued when we went to help Mrs. Downs, who is now selling her body to make ends meet. If you don't remember her, she was the wife of the man we beat for some money all the way back in chapter 1. The same man that spit on Arthur's face. The same man that also had tuberculosis and gave it to Arthur on that fateful day. Feeling responsible for her husband's death, Arthur wanted to help her son out as he was getting bullied by the other coal miners. She of course didn't want anything to do with him, but Arthur insisted, giving him some money to help him out afterwards. Following that, we knocked out a couple more side missions and I unlocked the trophy Western Stranger for completing 10 Stranger mission strands. With that out of the way, we picked up the story again with Sadie and headed to Sisika Island to break John out of jail by taking one of the guards hostage and shooting our way out of there, getting him home to Abigail and Jack. But not everyone was happy about it.
What are you doing here? I hadn't sent for you yet.
I win.
But I said that.
Yeah, I know what you said. I felt different.
Is that so?
Yes.
I had a goddamn plan!
Further destroying the relationship and trust between them. We later met up with Dutch again and Micah too, who at this point was becoming Dutch's new right-hand man. From there, we went and eavesdropped on Leviticus Cornwall, who was meeting with the Pinkertons, until Dutch does something so crazy, it's hard not to believe he's too far gone at this point.
You give me this ship, $10,000, and safe passage out of here, I'll let you live.
Are you crazy?
I'll do no such thing. You sure? Good. I prefer it this way.
Whoa! What are you doing? Yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? After somehow making it out and getting back to camp, we spoke with Dutch again until Rainsfall and Eagle Eye showed up needing our help to get back their horses. We agreed and followed them to a boat, dispatching of the army there to free the mounts. And of course, afterwards, Dutch saw this as a perfect opportunity and just the distraction we needed to finally disappear. But Arthur and Charles saw it more as Dutch using innocent people for his own selfish gain. We got with John later that day to blow the train tracks as part of Dutch's master plan, and it was here Arthur really saw the writing on the wall, giving John advice that would hopefully save him from all of this. It was also a sign that Arthur's time was coming, and shortly following that, we ran into a nun that Arthur had become close with throughout the story, and found out just how scared he really was in this emotional moment.
I guess I'm afraid.
There is nothing to be afraid of, Mr. Morgan. Take a gamble that love exists and do a loving act.
I shall try.
I know you will.
Following that, we headed back to St. Denis and met with both Dutch and Sadie as it was finally the big day where Colm Driscoll would hang for his crimes. But knowing his men would be there to sabotage it all, we had to intervene. After putting on some disguises and taking out some of his men, including a sniper, we witnessed one of the craziest moments in the entire game.
I've been a bad man.
Silence!
These charges.
This is not a court where you shall be tried and your
Damn well move.
This is not a task we take.
You're not getting out of this,
It
my
is not
friend.
a task we enjoy, but it is a task we must carry out.
Now you know how it feels to watch somebody you love die. You ruined my life!
Whoa! Sadie! What are you doing? Oh,
You hear us? Take a shot on these O'Driscolls.
Get out of here!
We then escaped town and headed straight back to camp where Arthur received a letter from Mary attached with the ring she got from him years ago. She decided to leave Arthur for good and move on with her life, which given the current situation and his health was probably for the best. On the bright side though, we got our next trophy for finishing that mission. From there, we teamed up with Sadie again, who needed our help getting rid of the last of the O'Driscolls. So we rode out with her after wiping them out and got the last missable trophy of the game, lending a hand, for completing all optional honor missions. We then went to go see Dutch again along with Eagle Flies, where what was supposed to be a simple prank turned into all-out war. Dutch and Arthur then made a run for it before getting being cornered by the army, where in a moment that foreshadows Dutch's fate in Red Dead 1. Oh, shit. Later finding out Eagle Flies had been taken. After that, we went with Charles to meet with Rain's Fall and learn more, making our way to the army's fort to break Eagle Flies out afterwards. With this situation getting worse and worse, Eagle Flies was filled with more and more rage. Rage that Dutch would soon use as a tool. We headed back to camp again and met 2 new members of the gang who happened to be Micah's men, making everything a bit awkward, until Eagle Flies comes in hot and ready for war, pleading for our help in battle. His father comes and tries to put a stop to it, but it's no use. The damage had already been done, and Dutch's plan was working. At this point, the rift between him and Arthur was evident, with the gang splitting up and Arthur opting to go help Eagle Flies instead. This is sick, dude. We eventually found him and helped push through the army forces until reuniting with Dutch again and witnessing the ultimate betrayal. Oh no.
Dad? I need help.
Really? I can't believe that. Oh no! From there, we took Eagle Flies back to his father, who then had to witness the death of his son. Charles stayed behind with them, and we headed back to camp once more, with Dutch having one last train job planned.
Just one more
There's
train.
always a goddamn train.
Arthur, this is different.
But as Arthur tried talking him into letting the women and children go,
They will kill everyone.
John, insist.
Yeah. Insist.
Of course, pal. Whatever you think is best, I will see to it.
the relationship between the two collapsed even more. It was now time for our final train robbery as the entire gang heads out for one last ride. Arthur and John then broke off to grab some dynamite as Arthur reminds him again to do what's right for his family and leave after this last job. We caught back up with the rest of the group and quickly approached the train, but it didn't stop. So we raced towards it, jumping on and taking out everyone in our way, eventually reaching a point where John had to detach the train cars behind us. Oh sh! We then made a run for the armored car in the front of the train, blowing a hole in it and grabbing every bag of cash that we possibly could, before jumping right off in the nick of time. And it was here Dutch broke the bad news. John was dead. On our way back to camp, we got intercepted by Tilly and Jack and found out Abigail had been captured by the Pinkertons.
Well, sorry, son. Without John, she's just bait. Got a bunch of money, Dutch. She's just a girl. They won't do nothing to her. But me and the boys know. Yep. We need to keep riding on this one, Dutch. You know it. Every man here knows
We
it.
just gonna let the boy be made an orphan? It ain't like that. So what is it like?
I wanna live, cowpoke. I still got the choice. Dutch, it's just a girl.
You're right.
Arthur pleaded with Dutch to go save her, but influenced by Micah, he said no. Arthur then decided to do it himself, with Sadie volunteering to help. He then gave Tilly some money to escape with Jack, and we headed straight to Van Horn for Abigail. Once there, we went to the top of the lighthouse, covering Sadie as she pushed through all the Pinkerton forces until getting caught herself. We then headed down to help, but got stopped by Agent Milton himself.
Calm down, Mr. Morgan. That's quite a cough.
Tuberculosis. I'll be dead soon.
We offered you a deal, Mr. Morgan. You should have taken it.
I'm a fool, Mr. Milton.
Not all you boys have quite so many scruples. Old Micah Bell,
Micah.
we picked him up when you boys came back from the Caribbean. And he's been a good boy ever since.
What? Come on, Arthur, come on. Oh! Let's go. Come on, Abigail. After taking him out, we made a break for it, later dropping off Sadie and Abigail and breaking the news of John's death to her afterwards. From there, we rode out to meet Dutch and the gang again as Arthur's condition got much worse. And at this point, the tears were already flowing as I could sense the end was near for him.
I just saw Agent Milton, Dutch. Seems old Micah was pretty close with Milton.
What the hell are you talking about, cowpoke?
You talked. It all makes sense now.
No, it damn well doesn't.
Dutch!
John?
Holy sh!
You left me!
All of you, you pick your side now because this is over.
There's Pinkertons coming, fast!
Whoa!
Now, who amongst you is with me and who is betraying me?
Put your guns down!
God damn it! Move!
With sh hitting the fan, we broke off and followed John through the caves, and once out, got completely surrounded.
All right, Arthur, come on, let's go.
You go.
Keep pushing, Arthur.
I think I've pushed all I can.
Come on.
You go.
We ain't got time for this, not now.
We ain't both gonna make it. It would mean a lot to me. Please,
Arthur.
go to your family.
Arthur!
Get the hell out of here and be a goddamn man.
You're my brother.
I know. I know.
What the f?
You're right. I'm a survivor, Blacklug. A survivor. We got a little fight together, boy.
Come on, come on.
God damn you.
No.
It is over. Now, Arthur. It's over.
I gave you all I had. I did.
Come on. Let's go.
We can make it.
Come on!
With Arthur's story complete, we unlocked the trophy Redemption, and now played as John Marston for the epilogue to this story. Here, John and Abigail try to build an honest life with Jack, and ultimately end up living on a farm for a while until John starts slowly resorting to his old ways, resulting in Abigail leaving him. From here, John tries to win her back by getting a loan for some land she wanted and building her dream farm. But before going to the bank, we met up with Sadie, who's been doing well for herself after becoming a notorious bounty hunter. We go with her to grab a bounty before heading back to Blackwater and securing our bank loan. Where after leaving, run into Uncle, who of course wanted to tag along like the leech he is. A few days later, Uncle told us Charles might be in St. Denis, so we went to go find him, and after asking around, found out he had been fighting in the streets to make ends meet. So we brought him along with us after escaping some thugs that wanted him dead and headed home to Beecher's Hope. Following that, we had to completely transform this farm to win back Abigail. So we went to town and bought some lumber, later building the house with Uncle and Charles and unlocking the trophy Cowboy Builder. A few weeks later, Abigail finally came home with Jack and everything was great for a while, with John even proposing to Abigail again with the ring he got from Arthur, until Sadie stops by and tells us she's found Micah and his new gang. Against Abigail's wishes, we headed off with Charles in tow to go find him and put an end to all of this for good. We eventually found Micah's old right-hand man, Cleet, and questioned him for Micah's location, afterwards delivering the justice that he deserved too. With Micah's location in hand, we pushed up the snowy mountain until both Charles and Sadie got hurt and had to stay behind.
Ain't you got a habit of just showing up?
Well, I got something to take care of, sure.
Pushing on alone, we eventually find Micah and witness the conclusion to this epic story. God
Hello,
damn
son.
it.
Mrs. Adler? It's been quite a while.
Put down your gun, Marston!
Say something, Dutch! Say something!
I ain't got too much to say no more.
Whoa! Fucking shit, motherfucker. Goddamn snake. Wish I could have used my shotgun. With John back home safe and sound and the story finally finished, we unlocked the trophy Endless Summer. And it was now time for the second phase of this platinum run, which included miscellaneous trophies, challenges, and 100% completion, followed by playing through almost every story mission all over again for 70 gold medals. And of course, Red Dead Online. This platinum was no joke and drove me to the brink of absolute insanity. I started by powering through every challenge in the game, which included everything from hunting animals in specific ways, killing enemies also in specific ways, collecting all 43 plants and herbs, breaking all horses, and catching all 15 fish, which helped me unlock the trophy. It was this big. This grind took me hours to get done, and while everything was doable here, a lot of it just wasn't fun, with the exception of Bandit, which empowers you to be an absolute menace by robbing people, stores, stagecoaches, and trains. And the best part, while going for all these challenges, I unlocked a few more trophies, including Take from the Rich for obtaining $250 through robbing people, and Pony Up for spending $5,000 across all stores. Now, the Gambler challenges in particular was where the real nightmare began, and it was all because of one game in particular, Dominoes. Not only because of the RNG nature behind it, but because I never played Dominoes in my life and had to watch numerous YouTube videos on it just to learn how to play first. I breezed through the first few challenges here because I happen to be pretty good at poker and blackjack in real life, with 5-finger fillet not being too bad either, as you could just do the first phase and ignore the other two harder ones for every challenge surrounding it. And honestly, the first few Dominoes challenges, once I learned how to play of course, were pretty easy too. Let's go! 3-3, baby! It was when I got to challenge 8 that everything was flipped on its head. The game was blackjack, and the challenge here was to win 3 hands with 3 or more hits, which was almost impossible, as every time I tried, I went over, or if I did somehow manage to stay under 21, lost to the dealer. This challenge alone took me almost 3 hours, but I eventually got it. Yes! Oh my god! And you would probably think that would be the worst of it, right? Wrong, because challenge 9 would require me to win 3 games of dominoes in a row. For this one, I went to Emerald Station and actually got a little lucky here, as there was only one guy at the table. Unfortunately for me, he was the best player on planet Earth and God's gift to the game of dominoes. After banging my head against the wall for hours and finally getting 2 wins in a row, it all came down to this: the longest game of dominoes ever. Come on. Yes! 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 Let's fucking go, baby! With dominoes out of the way forever, the last and final challenge had us back at the poker table one last time, and for this one I had to win 3 hands in a row, which was actually a cakewalk because, as you know, in poker, it's not all luck. If you're good enough, you can bluff your way to victory too, and that's exactly what I did. Oh my god, I got it first try! With all the challenges finally done, I started working on the rest of the 100% completion checklist, starting with Strangers missions, where we unlocked the trophy Artificial Intelligence along the way, as well as finding all the collectibles in the game, including 144 cigarette cards, 30 dinosaur bones, 10 rock carvings, and 20 dream catchers, unlocking the trophy collector's item in the process. Hey, collector's item! Let's go complete one of the collectible strands. We also visited all 9 graves, which unlocked the trophy Paying Respects, before moving on to the most tedious items on the checklist, which included catching all 13 legendary fish, an exotic quest line where we were at the mercy of RNG again, trying to find extremely rare flowers and birds, and hunting requests that required us to get perfect pelts on a bunch of different animals, some being extremely hard to find. But at least we got this awesome John Marston looking squirrel for it, which also helped us get another miscellaneous trophy here for finding it 6 different times, because Abigail hated the damn thing so much she kept hiding it over and over again in different places. After finally finding it on a snowy mountain of all places, we finally got the trophy. It's art. With all that done, we got the trophy Best in the West for 100% completion, which to my surprise also included a secret ending.
Guess we're just about done, my friend.
Oh, why you gotta make me cry again, Rockstar? Come on, man. Oh, I was not expecting that. I was so bummed out earlier too, because I was like, why do they let you visit Arthur's grave and you can't say a single thing? Like John doesn't say a single thing. It's because they were saving it for that moment, man. Now, sadly, this tedious grind was far from over because for our next 2 trophies, Zoologist and Skin Deep, I had to study, kill, and skin 162 different animals. But I came prepared for this one. You see, from the very first second of my playthrough, I studied and skinned every new animal and bird that crossed my path, between every story mission and even while doing all the challenges and 100%ing the game. So by the time I finally got to this, I was already done with 154 animals. And luckily for me, of the rest that were left, a chunk of them were just really easy to find farm animals and pets in various towns. After finally grabbing the last few, I unlocked both trophies back to back. Zoologist, baby, we got it! Yes! There was now one more animal for me to hunt, and that was the grizzly bear. But here's the catch. I had to kill not 1, but 18 of them the hard way by letting them slash and claw me first before shooting them in the face. Regardless, it got us our last miscellaneous trophy of the game, Grin and Bear It. With that done, I started working on the Gold Rush trophy, which required us to replay 70 story missions, getting gold medals in each of them for doing things like completing them in a certain amount of time, or getting a certain amount of headshots, or having over a certain percentage of accuracy. Honestly, it was a lot, but this could have been way worse. And that's because Red Dead 2 has 109 story missions, which means you could skip a lot of the hardest ones. With that in mind, I started right from chapter 1, banging out mission after mission, and after a few days of grinding this one out, finally got it done. Yes! Gold Rush, I'm done! Thank you! We now enter the final phase of this platinum hunt, Red Dead Online, which was home to the last 18 trophies we needed to finally platinum this game. Now, the first few trophies here weren't bad, and as I grinded out ranks up to level 50, I naturally unlocked most of them. So we'll run through them really quick and get to the ones you actually care about. The first trophy was Breakout for simply completing the intro. Then after that, I got Series Major for taking part in a series, Getting Started for reaching rank 10, Eventful for playing 5 free roam events, Horses for Courses for concurrently owning 5 horses, say that 10 times fast, Posse Up for forming a posse, Master Craftsman for crafting 20 items, Home Comforts for purchasing 5 camp improvements, Butchered for selling 20 items to the butcher, Buckle Up for achieving 5 gold medal buckle awards for doing miscellaneous things like this last one here where I had to sell items to 3 different types of stores, Pick to Perfection for picking up 25 herbs, and finally Gun for Hire for accepting 10 free roam missions from characters all around the world. Next up were a couple of trophies I had to call in some reinforcements for, and I thought who better than my good friend and fellow trophy hunter Dilly, who if you've been following this niche for a while on YouTube know exactly who this is. The first was to complete a free roam mission as part of a posse, which was simple enough even with our shenanigans. There we go. Strength in numbers. Done. With that one done, Dilly then had to leave my posse and form his own, taking on a free roam mission afterwards where I had to completely sabotage it in order to get the trophy all's fair. Oh, all's fair! Let's go, baby! Now, the next trophy was easily the hardest thing I had to do for this entire platinum, and that was to get 3 MVPs playing online against other players. If you don't know, you get MVPs for winning a match or getting the most points depending on the match type. Back when Red Dead 2 first came out in 2018, this trophy was super easy, as you could just play one of the takeover modes and hold the zone until the end of the match, getting MVP without having to shoot your gun a single time. But in 2024, it's a much different story, and that's because the servers are almost completely dead here. I couldn't get into a single game of takeover after trying for hours, leaving me with only 2 options: team deathmatch, which wasn't happening because aiming in this game was awful, never mind the fact that I didn't have any thumbs, and horse racing, which really was the only option I had left. But getting 3 MVPs here would prove to be almost impossible, causing me to lose my mind with blood-curdling rage. How was your aim that good? How was your aim that good? Second! Nobody passed me! Did he just shoot it ahead of me? What is the point of a race then? What is this? Why would you put a race on this part of the map? Oh my god, I can't even move! Oh my god. But finally, after sinking hours into it, I got my first MVP, followed by my second one minutes later. After going for the third a few dozen times after that, I was about to call it quits for the day after this race, until it finally happened. No! No! Come on! First place! Come on, man. Where is it? Yes! The real deal, baby! Who do you think you are? I am! With that done, I only had a couple of trophies left. The big one being reaching rank 50, but I was already chopping away at this one and only had a few levels left to go. In the meantime, I bought a split point ammo pamphlet so I could finally craft the 25 pieces of ammunition that I needed for the trophy non-regulation. The next day, I finally grinded out the last few levels I needed and hit rank 50, unlocking the trophy Notorious, which meant after 250 hours of playtime, Legend of the West, baby. Let's go. Oh, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. I'm gonna miss playing this game, man. It was a grind, but I fucking loved every second of it. What a masterpiece. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe and leave a like for more. Don't forget to comment down below which game you want to see me platinum next, and be sure to follow me on Twitter to stay in the loop between uploads. I'll catch you all on the next video where we'll be taking on